Hi everybody, Stampin' Sue Creates here. Welcome. If you're brand new to my channel, thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. Wait till the end so that you're sure, but I know you won't be disappointed. If you're returning, then thanks so much for coming back. So I'm uploading as I'm doing this video, the unboxing of my paper pumpkin. And I thought, you know what? I have something I want to share with you. So this is going to be a quick video. I want to share with you when you get brand new stamps. Okay, so I lost my stamps. All right, so these are the stamps that come in the So Cool April 2021 paper pumpkin box. Now, when you get brand new stamps, it doesn't really matter if they're the photopolymer, which is what these are, or the red rubber. Sometimes you need to condition them a little bit. You may notice when you stamp, you don't get a crisp, clear image. And I'm going to share this with you because as I was doing this, I thought, you know what, just pop on and do a quick video to share with everyone so they know. So here's the way to go and the hey there. So it's starting to, like I said, do my paper pumpkin box. I don't know what happened to the ones I just stamped. You ever have that happen? I mean, everything's on this desk, right? They'll be found. But anyhow, oh, here they are. Okay, so these are the final product. But if I were to just take the stamp and just ink it up and stamp it, this is the first time I used it. I'm trying to bring it up close so you can see. Now, can you see it's not a clear image? So here was the second inking. That was good. And here's the third one. Look at that. Look at the difference between. And same thing here with the hey there. Same exact thing happened. So let me show you what to do. Now, of course, if you want to get a good image, which I didn't do, and I, always forget, using our Stampin' Pierce mat. This is the one I use for paper piercing, but, you can get one just to use for stamping if you want. I have one for stamping somewhere in this room. I cut it in half because I don't really need the whole thing to do the stamping. So this will help with photopolymer. Also, if you use your Stamparatus, that will help too. But if you don't have any of those things, maybe you have one of those little, what do you call them? A silicone mat. That will even help with you. But maybe you don't have any of those. And I mean, they're nice to have and they help with your stamping, but this will help you too. So let me pull in, make a little room here. It's hard sometimes to see the white on white. So let me just pull in a piece of cardstock. Heck, I should have a piece of cardstock, right? All right, so let's use this underneath so we'll be able to see. So here's my little label tags, okay? And this is the paper pumpkin, again, from April. So I want to do the happy birthday one. Okay, so first off, if you're brand new to this and you're like, well, how am I going to get that? That's so sticky. How's that going to get on stamp? Your first paper pumpkin subscription box will come with an acrylic block. Now these are when they first came out. So these are well loved. They do need to be cleaned, and I apologize for the messy. But your first subscription paper pumpkin will come with an acrylic block. It's a little bit thinner than this, but it's this size. So it's, I guess it could fit. Let me just try. So you want to put your stamp down with the flat side up. And yeah, it'll fit this way. And put your acrylic block over the top. Okay. Because this way you won't have to worry about it being like curved or crooked or anything like that. You just place your block down and boop, there it is. Whoop. No, we won't go there. Okay, so let me bring in my scrap paper because I don't want to do it yet on my banner. I want to, what you call, condition the stamp. I'm going to show you two different ways you can do this. Okay, so pretend this is the ink pad that comes with it. The Stampin' Spot Bermuda Bay, but I have all the ink colors, so I like to keep those for giveaways or for traveling. So first I'm going to, it's the same ink that I'm using with my larger ink pad, and it's a good way to start. If you don't want to end up being a hoarder like I talked about on my other video, you don't have a whole lot of space, you like to travel, paper pumpkin is the thing to get because everything you need is included except maybe some paper snips or, maybe, I don't know, your favorite tool like a bone folder, things like that. So we want to condition the stamp. So I inked it up and I'm going to stamp it straight down, lift up. Okay, that's not too bad, right? But still, you could see little dots and spots where, you know, it didn't do the best. Now you can, you know, not waste these, you can use them, but heck, you know, use a scrap paper. So let's try it again. Oh, that one's not good at all. Maybe it was me that time. All right, let's try it again. All right, hold it down for a little bit. Sometimes I'm very quick to lift off. Okay, that's good, but don't get your block in there. Oh, I'll tell you, for being a demonstrator, me trying to show you, and try not to get your finger in there as well. I'm not doing a very good job at that, am I? Apologize for that. Okay, now if you still find you are having issues, let's turn this over. Oh, you know what? I should probably stamp my label. Hold on. I do want a birthday one. Okay. You can see the photopolymer are a little sticky. See how it's kind of bringing up my ink pad. All right. So, let's see how we do with this one. Straight down, no rocking. Straight, straight. Hold it there. Lift it up. And, oh, look, I did good. All right. Over here, I have my Stampin' Chamois. I have one whole chamois cut in half, and then one cut in 2 pieces. And I have it in an old stamp case. It's convenient for me. All you need is water. So you don't need to have any kind of special cleaning fluids, or, you know, if you get allergic to things, you know, some people very sensitive to things like that. All you need is a Stampin' Chamois and just some tap water. And to clean this, just run it under water. Make sure you use cool water and also warm water, because certain colors come out in cool water, certain colors come out of it in warm water. And yes, it'll get stained and well loved like this. Excuse me a minute. Aurora. But it's my dog. She's checking something out that the cat uses. We won't go there. All right. Yeah, and just when you get it, it'll be dry, so you can keep it in this. I would not keep it in a container that you totally close where no air gets to it all, because heck, it's going to mold. We don't want mold. So I just kind of close it. I mean, there's still an area where the air can circulate, and then you just, you know, wet it. If it dries out, just wet it and you're good to go. All right. So that's a little extra for you. Okay, so let me show you another way what to do. So you are so cool. Yeah, you guys are all so cool. So I'm going to put my stamp down again, flat side up. And it's sticking to my hand. Oh, no, it's sticking to my nail. Oh, it's just a sticky kind of day. Heck, got to have fun too, right? All right, so I'm going to put my stamp straight down. Okay, there we go. Now, if you don't have, again, you know, you can do the other method. If you have a Versamark ink pad, this is a watermark stamp pad. This is sold by Stampin' Up. And yes, my name's on the back, because when I go to events and we're all there with our Versamarks and they get mixed up, you want to make sure you're going to come home with the not so cleanest one on the block. Well loved. Okay, so this is a Versamark ink pad, which you can use the image right on your paper, and it takes on a watermark effect. You can also use embossing powder on here. It's great to do a background. I was just reading the back what it said, because I don't think I ever read the back. Yeah, recommend testing for writing on dry watermark image. Use uncolored paper for background design. Use uncoated paper up to 70 pounds for watermark effect. And it is great for doing backgrounds. You can make your own background. So I'll show you on here. So this helps to condition your stamp as well. Okay, so what you're going to do, and this will not hurt your ink pad. So if you were to use your Versamark just like this, let me show you how that works. Okay, so do you see how that's taking on a watermark effect? Now, if you go ahead with embossing powder on that and then use your heat tool, that will emboss, because it stays wet for a little bit. Okay, so now we want to condition our ink pad, right? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to ink it up in Versamark. Then we're going to go right into our ink pad. Okay, and we're going to stamp. Okay, so I'm going to clean it, because, you know, I went into ink. And I'm going to do the Versamark again. And I'm going to go into my ink pad. And if I do this right, I probably can reuse this. Okay, so that will help to condition. So let me get my scratch paper. condition your stamp, because what it's doing is the Versamark ink pad is helping to absorb on your stamp. And then when you go to put your ink on it, it's making the ink stick a little better. So it's nothing I came up with, is something another demonstrator shared, and just want to share with you. All right, so then you want to do your practices, because of course on here it looks wonderful, right? Okay, it's looking good. I'm thinking my ink pad may need to be re-inked, which I probably can show you how to do that. Okay, you are so cool, but again, be careful with these blocks, you know, trying to do a good job. And oh gosh, I got my fingers in the ink again. I am just having an inky-rific day. Just saying. All right, let me find my little tag, and I'm going to stamp this. And I'm going to show you how to re-ink your ink pad. So you're really getting the works for me today, I'll tell you. The hardest part's going to be find my refill bottle, because I'm not the most organized with my refill bottles. All right, so hold that on there. I'm going to put the lid back on my Versamark before something happens. And look at that. I think that's pretty good. I think I did good. So the Versamark helps to condition your stamp as well, and also does a lot more other things. So yeah, if you want to know more about Versamark, leave below down in the comments. I can pop up a video for you. All right, so oh, I was going to show you how to re-ink the ink pad. Okay. All right, now let me just find the bottle that goes with Bermuda Bay. My dog's getting excited because she hears me wheeling my chair, and she thinks, oh, Mama's getting up. She's going to go downstairs. Okay. All right, so here is what is called Stampin' Ink by Stampin' Up. And what this is our classic Stampin' Ink that will re-ink your ink pads, whether you have the small little Stampin' Spots from your paper pumpkin and or your large stamps. And I see a little cat hair or something in there. So you're wondering, like, how do you do this, right? Let me show you. Very simple. So you unscrew the top, and did you know, just want to throw it out there, you can do techniques with the re-ink bottles. Let me know if you want to know about those. So what I'm going to do is I'm squeezing, I should lock this into place. There we go. I'm squeezing the ink, and can you see how that's absorbing that ink? That's telling you that this puppy is thirsty for ink, okay? So let's see. I'm just going to ink it all up. Now, if you have a stamp that has the, what is the words? And you know my words never come to me when I need them. The ones that are embossed on them, it'll come to me probably like when I go to upload the video. Or if you're finding that you're not getting a good image on the ones that have that embossing on them, and I can't think of what the name is called. Anyhow, if you find you have too much ink, if you put too much refill on your ink pad, either way, you can take, I've seen people use the back of a plastic spoon, whatever you want to feel comfortable with. I tend to use my bone folder. I just wipe it off, and if it gets stained, well, it matches my fingers. So if you want to use those textured stamps, or you have too much ink, you can take this and move your ink aside. And here comes my cat, Dory. See how it moved that ink aside? So you can, then, I'm going to wipe that up on there. You can then stamp with that, and it won't be so thick on your stamp. So if you did put a little bit too much, don't worry, you can easily do that. Then you could also move it back. And did I pick up that cat hair, whatever that was? I don't know. Also, it helps to distribute the ink. So if you put your ink on and maybe you see an area, where you put too much, you can move it around. That will help go into your ink pad. And then you're like, okay, now what are you going to do with that? All I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a baby wipe. Like, what did we do before baby wipes? I know my kids are old enough, we didn't have baby wipes. And you could just wipe off your bone folder. Or your spoon, or, and use plastic. You don't want to put any metal into your ink pad. Okay. Oh, now I'm a real inky mess. And here's another tip. I've noticed I can go and wash my hands, and this ink just is stubborn. You can use hand sanitizer. Sometimes that will help. Okay, it took off a little bit. But my best way of getting ink off my hands is when I go take a shower. I know this might be too much information. I take a shower, and when I wash my hair, whatever the reason being, the shampoo just, I don't know, it removes the ink from your hands. It's kind of scary, isn't it, to think that you're using shampoo on your hair and that is going to take off your ink on your hands. All right, so let's see how we're doing now that we re-inked. And again, when you're inking up, just press straight down. Don't rock. And let's see how we do. Oh yeah, look at that. So much better than those. So anyhow, those are a couple little tips for you. Maybe they helped you out. Maybe you've heard them before, whatever the case may be. But, you know, be kind to your ink pads. And another recommendation is when you purchase an ink pad, always get the refill. Here's the reason why, is because when you're in the middle of the night, and if you're like me, sometimes you get up on the weekend, you can't sleep, so you go in your craft room to craft, and you find that your ink pad needs to be re-inked, and you don't have a re-inker. Then you got to order it, and you got to wait. You got to wait, like what? Like a week? Unless you rush deliver it, for it to get the ink pad to go with it. And while you're there, go ahead and get the coordinating marker and or Stampin' Blends and cardstock. You'll be set to go. The other thing is, and I was going to say something else. There was something else. Yeah, you know how it just comes to your mind and then all of a sudden it's gone? Yeah, that happens a lot to me anymore. Well, oh, the other reason being, sometimes, now this is an older ink pad. Let me show you, this is our newer ink pads. So from the older ink pads to the newer ink pads, they changed the way that they make these. And you'll notice, did you see on this one how it kind of bubbles up a little bit? Well, the new ink pads, they made a new mixture of the refill and they put a different additive in it so it doesn't bubble up. So when you're getting your ink pad and you're ordering your refill at the same time, you'll be sure to get the right type. I mean, not the right type. What's the word I'm looking for? You'll get the right re-inker to go with that ink pad. So if I were to right now go and order a re-inker for this pad, I'm going to get the re-inker that goes with this style pad, which, not that it really matters, but the newer one has the better design to it because it has the additive in, so you don't get those little bubbles kind of thing. So that's another thing. But to make it easier on yourself, when you get the ink pad, get the refill, go ahead, get the cardstock, the marker, and maybe a little embellishment that kind of goes together, because all our colors match together. That's the one great thing about Stampin' Up. Well, this has gone on to be way more than what I first anticipated, but hey, that happens. But I hope it helped you out. So thank you so much for joining. And again, now that you've watched it, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you need some help with something. I'm here to help you. And sometimes your questions help me as well, because then I got to put my thinking cap on and figure that out. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, like, comment, subscribe, and best of all, get stamping and go check out those ink pads and see if they need some re-inking. Have a great day, everyone, and condition those stamps before you stamp. We'll see you back here again real soon. Bye for now. Whoops. Bye for now.